Get me that 6. We need more power.
Today we will be looking at the Wave 3 figures from Dungeons & Dragons Attack Wing. And what a better way to look at them than to see them in action. So we're going to play the Adventure 5.3, A Needle in the Eye, that comes with the Ancient Silver Dragon. So in this adventure, each side has 150 points, but instead I am using 140 points because I am trying to demonstrate all 3 figures from Wave 3 in this one expansion. Here we have Vaka, and we have Blackthorn, the Wyvern, and over here we have Sycorax, the Harpy. Behind her we have the Harassing Squadron. There's only 5 here. I couldn't afford 6. And we also have the elite hobgoblins, the Zahentarum Warband. There's also 5 of them. These are the elites version. And these are a regular version. And these here are all the named figures. Now these 2 are not from Wave 3, but I'm using them in this adventure to demonstrate these 2 dragons equal 140 points as they are, and this entire other side with 5, 10, 11 figures also equals 150 points. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out. Maybe not too good for our good dragon and wyvern friends, but we shall see. Now the object of this, in the center here, is this big chain spire, which you have to stay away from. It's holding an island attached, so it is an obstacle from the ground all the way up to the air. Outside of that, now my table isn't quite big enough, but about this far from the end of the table all the way around is a maelstrom. It is a circular area swirling about, which is kind of like they're in the eye of a hurricane. And if they go outside that area, it does all kinds of crazy damage to them if they get caught in this wind area outside the safe circular zone around here. And the way it's supposed to work is they're safe through range 4 all the way around, but my table isn't quite big enough. So if they get too close to the edge, then they're going to go into the maelstrom. But since they would actually have to get really close to the edge of the table in order for that to happen, that probably isn't going to happen in this scenario here. But we should get some excellent combat action. Now, we will pause while I pick their starting maneuvers for everyone involved. We are ready for turn 1. First up is the Harassing Squadron. Harassing Squadron. Who, this is not the elite version, but there are 5 of them, so they do have an attack of 4 with 1 health each. Shouldn't be too bad to defeat, but they'd have a nice javelin of range 3. They get to move first because they are level 1. So let's see what they have decided to do. Here we are. They are moving 2 forward. Pretty straightforward. So, since this is a troop formation, we move him first. Forward 2. Oh, they're going right into the battle. They're ready to fight. And then I can put the guys behind him in any formation I want, but I think I'm going to just keep the one that I have currently. Come on. There we go. They have moved, and their action is going to be to target. And they're targeting the silver dragon. Let's see if he is in range. Yes, Baka is definitely in range. So there goes their target. Goes here. Next up, Blackthorn as a level 7. And we also have the elite goblins as level 7. Sycorax is level 14. The silver dragon is level 17. And the Wyvern has the initiative token. So that means that the hobgoblins will be going first. They're pulling off a run 3 turn. Looks like they're going to try to come up behind these guys. So we'll move the leader first. And I'll just arrange these guys however I wish. There we go. They have moved. Their action is just going to be dodging if they need it. Next up would be Blackthorn, the Wyvern. He is going to be charging ahead too. Well, just wanting to get right there in the action, I see. Here he goes. Whoa, that is pretty close. And he is going to, he's easily within range, he's going to target the lead bad guy. Bad guy? Lead bird dude. Next up is Sycorax the Harpy. She is only moving forward 1 little space. And she is going to use her wicked tongue. Let's look at her ability here. The wicked tongue. Disable this upgrade and then place 1 time token on it to force 1 creature at range 1 to 2 in your forward arc to receive the continuous effect below. The affected creature cannot roll more than 3 dice each time that it attacks or defends. This does not affect the number of dice that the creature can re-roll. Must be a harpy to equip. So, disable this upgrade. It is disabled. Force a creature at range 1 to 2. Well, that is a problem maybe, because Silver Dragon is out of range, and the Blackthorn is not within her arc. So that is not going to happen. But at least we got to look at it. Let's take a look at Sycorax's card so you can see her abilities. Here is Sycorax. She has an attack of 3. She has health of 3. She has 3 defense dice and no armor. If she inflicts at least 1 damage against a creature with her first claw attack, she may immediately make a second claw attack against the same creature. Very nice. She also has a bow or her claw as her main attack. Her bow has a range of 4, and of course her claw has a range of 1. So at least she will be able to shoot someone with her bow during her turn. And thus instead, she will target the silver dragon. Is he within range 3? No. Yes. Targeting for her. Now it is Vaka, the ancient silver dragon's turn. He is banking softly with the 2. Fortunately, oh no! It's not going to be able to bank very far. Because he runs into the Wyvern. And for his action, he is going to use, now let's look at Vaka's card. He is unbelievably awesome. After Vaka moves, she may choose one other friendly creature within range of 1 to 2. That creature may immediately perform an action on its action bar as a free action. Well, Blackthorn, looks like you have a fun prize coming. 5 attack dice, no defense dice, 9 health, 3 armor. That's going to be tough. And all kinds of special abilities. Plus a bite of 2 and a range 2 bite. That's a range 2 bite. And a range 3 tail. Very nice. But for her special ability, she's going to do something amazing. This is Time Stop. How does Time Stop work? You place 3 duration tokens on this upgrade. Everything else freezes. Boo. Vaka cannot attack, and no other creature in the game can choose a maneuver, move, change altitude, perform actions, attack, or receive damage from any source. The only things that are removed during the end phase are those on this card and any of your upgrades that do not have continuous effects. When playing an adventure that involves removing a token at the end of each round, do not remove these tokens while this effect lasts. When this effect ends for any reason, discard this card. So, she's pulling it out. I wanted to show you this right off the bat. Now, if I do this correctly, what this basically means is she's going to get to move while everybody else freezes in place. They can't do anything. They can't move, they can't attack. So she's going to get to do her moves. She or he. So, there. You can't attack. Let's give... Well, none of their actions matter now because they are frozen. It's going to be a completely different turn before any of that happens. Now, they did an exhaustion thing. Would they still be exhausted? I don't know. So, it is now the end of the turn, this duration token comes off, leaving 2. It's everyone else's turn. The initiative would go to these guys. No other creature in the game can choose a maneuver, move, change altitude, perform actions, attack, or receive damage from any source. So I think they're just stuck. Vodka's just going to do Silver Dragon movement. What is the plan, Vodka? What is the plan? Why, this turn you're moving forward 5? Let's see if you can. It does not look like you can go through far enough. And you'll be stuck right there. A bit of a waste. At the end of that turn, this initiative comes back over here. This comes off, and everybody else is frozen. Vodka gets to move again. Vodka is moving ahead 5. Falling off the stand. And will be landing. So Vodka will be landing. Time stop will be coming to an end. This effect is ended, so this card is discarded. That's the only time stop that can happen. I just wanted to let you know how it worked. If Vodka had been able to fly just a little bit further, it probably would have been much better. This goes back here. The time effect has ended. Now we're on a new turn. And so, who goes first? It's going to be these guys. They get to go first. Let's pause and pick everyone's maneuvers. Let's get ready for some movement here. Now, first up is the bird dudes. They have decided that they are going to turn around and face the main threat. So, Mr. Point Man is going to fly forward and spin around. And now his friends get to go in position behind him. So, this is quite annoying. Really, that time stop didn't do too much, because in effect now it's going to just be the exact same setup, just reversed. However, they are exhausted now, so we'll toss an exhaustion token on. Next up would be these goblin guys, and they're going to pull off a green maneuver. Now, of course, since they're exhausted, they don't get an action. So, position these guys. Ooh, I like that formation. Very interesting. This exhaustion token comes away from them, which means they do get an action. Really? What that's going to be, since they're so far out of everything. They'll just dodge, let's say. Next up would be Blackthorn. he is going to be also spinning around after moving forward. Just like that. He will also be exhausted and not get an action. And next up is Sycorax. She is also doing a spinabout because that's fair play. Get it? And becomes exhausted. So we'll have no action. Leaving only Vaca, our dragon, to spin about because he is pivoting since he is on the ground, and then take to the air again. And since he pivoted, he does not get any actions either. We move on to the attack portion of the turn. Unfortunately, Vaca is out of range with his weapons, and if he used any of his breath, he would basically melt Blackthorn here. That's not a good idea. So he is not attacking anyone. Next in line would be Sycorax the Harpy, level 14. And she has a special ability called Cruelty. During a primary weapon melee attack, you may place one duration token on this upgrade during the deflect hit step of combat to ignore one of your opponent's armor tokens. I'm showing you that now because she's going to be using that. She is going to be shooting her bow at Blackthorn. Poor Blackthorn, directly in her targeting arc. Her weapon has a range of 4, and he is at range 3. Did I show Blackthorn's card? I don't think so. Here is Blackthorn, the Wyvern. He has an attack of 4, a defense die of 1, 4 health, 1 armor, a forward bite, a rear tail attack, both of 2. Instead of attacking normally, Blackthorn may make 1 bite attack and 1 tail attack. Neither attack can be initiated from the attack text on an upgrade. Okay, that's fine. I think I understand that. So what's interesting is his tail is a poisonous attack. Hence the Stinger card. Disable this upgrade to make a primary weapon tail attack against a creature at range 1 to 2 in your rear arc. Roll +2 attack dice during this attack. This attack is considered a poison attack. Nice, eh? Yes, and then there is a Deadly Venom special card. But let's see if he makes it through this attack. So her attack is 3 attack dice. No other modifiers that I know of. 1 critical hit. Since a critical hit ignores armor, she doesn't even have to use that armor thing. Defense dice for Blackthorn. He has 1 defense. And he evades it. He evades it. And nothing happens. Yes, the entertainment never stops. So, that was Sycorax's turn. Next up would be the Hobgoblins, who aren't in range to do anything. And that is exactly what they will do. Nothing. And next up is Blackthorn. Let's see if he is in range for anything. He is, well, I can't measure the range. I just want to make sure it was, well, it doesn't matter at this point. No, he's not. He's only got a range of 2. Would he even be in the arc? Yes, he would be able to do attack, but he's only got a range of 2. He can do nothing. And so we end with the bird guys. Their attack. They have a range of 3 with their javelins and 3 attack dice. Are they in range? Yes, easily. So they get 3 attack dice. What else can they do? Nothing helpful. And so, here comes their attack. 1 hit and 1 critical. Blackthorn does have armor. Let's roll his defense first. Nothing. But he does have armor, so that one is cancelled. The critical hit goes through. So we'll draw 1 critical hit. On Blackthorn, what does it say? It's a deep wound. At the start of the combat phase, roll 1 attack die. On a hit result, suffer 1 damage. Action, flip this card face down. Oh, so he can use an action to flip this card face down. So there we go. He has 1 damage on him right now. And that's their whole attack. That's the end of the turn. Any time markers come off. This initiative goes back over here. Their actions go away. And it's a new turn where we will pause for movement identification. Okay, I went ahead and started moving since I forgot to hit record. These guys moved forward, lost their exhaustion token. Hobgoblins came around. They're still out of it for now. Blackthorn moved ahead, and he is right up against these dudes. The Harpy moved forward just a little bit, so they are going to be doing something interesting this turn. We shall see. They both use targeting as their action. They use dodge. Vaca has not moved yet, but now it is Sycorax's turn to choose her action for the turn, and she is going to choose one of her special ones called Captivating Song. Place 1 duration token on this upgrade. You cannot make any attacks except the attacks that are triggered by this effect. Whenever any non-Harpy creature declares an attack within range 1 to 2 of you in any direction, ground and air, use your primary weapon value to make an immediate ranged attack against that creature. This attack penetrates armor. If you inflict at least 1 damage against that creature, it sustains no damage but cannot attack this round. When this effect ends for any reason, discard this card. So, she is going to cast that, put 1 duration token on it, put this next to her, which means that currently if Blackthorn tries to attack, she may be able to prevent him from actually attacking. And depending on where Vaca ends up, he may have to do the same thing. So let's see what his move is going to be. Oh, he chose to move forward 5 into everything. Unfortunately, Blackthorn is directly in the way. Blackthorn! Get out of the way! I have so many great attacks and you are just destroying everything. And now the attacking begins. Well, what is Vaca's action going to be? I guess he will concentrate. Yes, he's going to concentrate. Where is an eyeball? There, why not? So he is going to... Will he be able to attack? Did I mention he has a paladin on his back? Yes. One of Vaka's abilities is the human paladin. Dragon Rider. Place 1 duration token on this upgrade to make a 3-dice attack against one creature at range 1 to 2 in your forward arc. This is considered a primary weapon attack. This is a free attack that does not count as your one attack for this round. Must be a good dragon with large base to equip. And so, is these guys within range 1 to 2? Yes, they are. However, is she in range 1 to 2? Yes, she is, which means he may fall victim to the captivating song. Let's look at this again. He's declaring an attack, and so she makes an immediate ranged attack against that creature. Well, she gets 3 dice. No armor. Armor does not count. 2 hits. He has no defense. And so it inflicts 2 points of damage. However, it doesn't count as damage. It just means he cannot attack this round. So there you see how Captivating Song works. Now that will be discarded at the end of the turn. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry about that, Vaka. Next in line would be Sycorax, but she cannot attack, of course. Next in line would be Blackthorn, since he has the initiative token this turn, and he has to go through the same thing. She gets 3 attacks, and she hits twice. He has 1 defense, but it doesn't make any difference because she's got 2 hits, so he does evade 1, but he still gets hits once. He can't attack this turn. That brings us to our little final bird dudes. They finally get to attack, and they are going to attack Blackthorn. Now they have this special card called V Formation. You must have exactly 1 soldier in your front line and at least 3 soldiers in your back line to perform the following attack. Disable this upgrade to make a primary weapon ranged attack against every creature within range 1 to 3, ground or air, in your forward arc. So, range 1 to 3. I believe that would cover both of them easily. They're going to get this disabled. And they get 3 dice to attack. First, they're going to go against the Blackthorn. A critical, whoa, a hit, and an eyeball. Now, for their targeting, we're changing this eyeball to a hit. No, that's the wrong one. Oh, sorry. They can re-roll. They're going to re-roll this one. And it's nothing. So he has 1 armor. Well, let's do his defense. Yes, he evades 1, so he evades this one. The other one is a critical, so it goes through the armor. Oh, and we forgot about this. At the start of the combat phase, roll 1 attack die. And he did not use his action in order to get rid of it because we forgot all about it. So this could be bad. his deep wound I'm speaking of. Let's go back to that. Well, on a hit, whoops, that wouldn't have a hit result. On a hit result, he takes 1 damage. Okay, he takes no damage. But I need to remember to get rid of that next turn. Now let's pull a new damage card for him. Panicked. You roll -1 attack die and -1 defense die in combat. Flip this card face down. You cannot attack this round. As an action. Okay. So he now has 2 wounds on him, and they're going to attack our ancient silver dragon. Two critical hits. Not good. Not good. So, critical hits avoid armor. However, he has no defense dice. So he's taking 2 critical hits. Luckily, he has 9 health. Holy moly. First critical hit is hamstrung. Reduce your agility value by 1 to a minimum of 0. Roll 1 attack die on a hit or result. Flip this card face down as an action. 2. Suffer 1 additional normal damage and then flip this card face down. So there we go. He has 2 damage, well 3 damage altogether, and he's hamstrung. Agility, well, that doesn't really matter, since he had 0 anyway. So he won't be worrying about that. That is their attack. That is the end of the turn. The token comes off the captivating song, and that actually gets discarded. So they can't use that again, but it saved them from all getting wasted that one turn and almost got them to kill poor Blackthorn. We're proceeding to the next turn. Let's stop the action. I'll try to remember to start it this time. Alright, we are ready for some movement here. First up, of course, is the bird guys. Unfortunately, there's not much they can do. So, yes, their attack says move forward 1, but they can't move forward 1, so they are stuck right there. Next up would be Blackthorn, and he is doing a 4 forward. Out of their way. Now, for their action, they'll be targeting. Sure, yeah, that's the ticket. Targeting. For his action, he is going to flip his deep wound face down. So his deep wound is gone. But he still has 2 damage, and he still gets -1 attack die and -1 defense die in combat. Next would be the hobgoblins. Will they get into the action this turn? It is a possibility. We shall see. They are pulling a number 2 turn. They do have a bow of range 3. And next up would be Harpy. Sycorax. She is moving forward in an attempt to get out of the way. Poor bird guys. They're getting left to doom. This could be bloody. Yes, there we go. Oh, her action was to dodge. And Raka's will be to concentrate again. Now it is the attack portion of the turn. And yes, unfortunately he can't use his breath again because of Blackthorn, who is attempting to get out of the way as best as he can. But we don't want him doing bad things. So first off, the human paladin is going to do a 3 dice attack. I showed you that one before. This is a free attack. Primary weapon attack. One hit. Let's see, what do they have? They have no defense, but they do get a green die. And they evade it. So they evade the human paladin. But now he gets to make his bite. And that is a 5 dice attack. One hit, one critical. And with the concentrate, he can change this to a hit. They get 1. That doesn't happen, and so 3 of them are eliminated. I get to pick which ones. We will choose this one, because I hate this one. To get a different stat. Yes, they only have 1 health each, so 3 damage. I believe I must resolve the critical just in case it does an extra point of damage. Place this on the damage card. When the last token is removed, flip this card face down. You cannot perform any action, the action on any spell upgrades. Not sure exactly what happens in this case, but we'll just say that since 3 are gone, it leaves those 2. Next up would be Sycorax. She can't attack this turn. After that would be the hobgoblins, who can attack with their bow, which is at range 3. And yes, they're well within range 3. And so their bow is a 5 dice attack. Additionally, they can re-roll one of their blank results. So here's a blank result. They will re-roll it. 2 eyeballs. Well, too bad they hadn't chosen any action. Oh well. 3 hits against Blackthorn. Blackthorn has 1 defense die. He does evade 1, so he takes 2 normal hits, which will kill him, I believe. Yes, he has 4. Oh wait, he has 1 armor. And it wasn't a critical hit. So he takes one hit, and he's still alive. Blackthorn lives to fight on. If he hadn't evaded that one, if you guys had had an action, but unfortunately you didn't think about it, did you? Well, that'll teach you. And finally, bird guys. We're down to 2. Just take those off. That's not good. They get 1 attack die. They don't get to do their V formation. This isn't going to do anything unless it's a critical, maybe. Nope. Nothing. And so that's the end of that turn. Let us plot our movement for the next turn. We're ready for a decisive turn here. First up is the bird guys. They are flying forward and spinning about. Receiving an exhaustion token in the process. Only 2 of them left. No actions for them this turn. Then comes the hobgoblins, who have decided to just barrel straight ahead. They will be concentrating this turn. Doesn't look good. Next up is Blackthorn, who has decided to face this challenge head on. How many has he got? At least 3. And he is evading, just in case. Next up is Sycorax, who is attempting to spin around and get back into the action. Just like that, she's exhausted. Oh, I forgot, Blackthorn is also exhausted, so he doesn't get to dodge. And finally, Vaka gets his maneuver, and he is turning right into ouch. And his action will be concentration. Will he get to use a breath? Amazing. Yes, he will. And that's exactly what he's going to do. But first, he gets a free attack with his human paladin on his back against the Zeritrium warband of hobgoblins. 1 hit, 1 critical. They have 1 armor, no agility. So their armor will eliminate this one, and they will take a critical hit. They each have 1 life. So they will lose 1. Let's say him. The paladin kills one of them. Let's just check and see if anything can help him. Not yet. Actually, he should have used a different action called prayer, and he would have got +1 defense and hit die, but he didn't. But he had that ability. Oh well, you learn. You live and learn, or you die and learn. One of the two. And now for his main attack, he's going to use his... Let's see, he has two types of main attacks, or ranged attacks here. He's got his Cold Breath. Use your primary weapon value to make a separate attack against each creature in a range 3 cone, ground, or air in your forward arc. This attack penetrates armor. Afterwards, place 3 duration tokens on this upgrade. I believe we've seen that before. And here's the interesting one. This is called Paralyzing Breath. Spend your Concentrate token and place 2 duration tokens on this upgrade to make a 2-dice attack against every creature in a range 3 cone, ground, or air in your forward arc. This attack penetrates armor. If you inflict at least 1 damage against a creature, it sustains no damage but receives a continuous effect below. Each affected creature receives a paralysis token. When this effect ends for any reason, discard this card. So that we get to use that once. And paralysis. Creatures with paralysis suffer the following effects. If a creature in the air receives a paralysis token, it immediately lands. Well, they wouldn't be in the air. The creature must then roll 2 attack dice and sustain damage from all hits and critical results. The creature does not roll defense dice or use armor to deflect this damage. The affected creature cannot move or plan a maneuver during the planning phase. The affected creature cannot change altitude, perform actions, or attack, nor can it roll any defense dice. Ouch. Does it roll 2 attack dice and sustain damage even if it's not in the air? Or is it just sustaining damage from crashing to the ground? Yes, that makes sense. While it would be interesting to experiment with that, at this point I believe I'm going to just attack with some Cold Breath to wipe out some hobgoblins. And so that's 5 dice. It penetrates armor. I can turn that into a hit next to my Concentrate token. So that's 3 hits and a critical. However, the hobgoblins have a card that is called Scatter. Discard this upgrade to roll +3 defense dice against a line, cone, burst, or other area attack. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Discard that, and they get to roll 3 defense dice. Oh, nothing at all. So the armor deflects 1, and they take 2 hits and a critical, but since they only have 1 health each, that's going to kill 3 of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Leaving just 1. Very painful. Next up would be Sycorax, who is exhausted and a billion miles away. She has a range of 4 with her bow, so she'll maybe shoot with her bow, but no, she's way out of range. After that comes Blackthorn, who unfortunately can't do anything because they are out of his power area. But he does lose. Oh, if he could just do some of his things. Got rid of deep wound. So he still has 3 health. Next up would be the Hobgoblin. He can actually attack Blackthorn. But he is down to 2 attack dice at this point. Alright, nothing there. But he's got a Mog, which, after rolling dice for any reason, he may place 2 duration tokens on this upgrade to reroll 1 die of their choice. Don't know what difference it'll make, but he's going to do it. Hey, it becomes a hit. He also has the Power Attack, which, during a primary weapon melee attack, he may convert one of his hit results into a critical result. Will he be able to kill off Blackthorn? Because the critical hit will penetrate armor, but Blackthorn does have 1 defense die, but he rolls -1 defense die in combat because of his panicked card. This is so complicated, and that means he is killed by taking 1 final damage. So, adieu, Blackthorn. What didn't we see from Blackthorn? But if I had played him better, we could have used. Let's see, did I show the improved grab? Which allows him to, he attacks with his claw, holds somebody, and then smacks him with his tail at the same time. And then after that's done, he gets to actually poison them with the venom, with the deadly venom. At the start of the end phase, the affected creature must flip one of its face-down damage cards face up, so it turns a regular damage into a critical. The affected creature chooses the card at random and immediately suffers its effects. If the creature does not have any face-down damage cards, it receives 1 face-down damage card instead. That is pretty awesome. But he never got to use that, unfortunately. If only that 1 hadn't survived, but he did. And that, well, that's his attack. Their attack, I don't think they are in range. They have a range of 3. Well, maybe. Oh, jeez. Just barely. Yes. So he has a range of 3. But they're down to 1 attack die, which is not going to do much. This is critical. It's a regular hit, which, boink, bounces off his armor. Do they have any special powers? None that will help. And that's the end of that turn. We move on to the next decisive turn. The whole object of this scenario is to be the last one standing. So it's everybody remaining against the Silver Dragon. And I'm thinking the Silver Dragon's got it. So first up to move would be the bird guys. We're moving forward 2. The only way they can win is to kill the Silver Dragon. They lose their exhaustion token. And their action would be to target. Next up would be the Hobgoblin, who is pivoting. And he is going to pivot 180 degrees. He doesn't get an action though. Next up is the Harpy, who is way out there. She's also flying forward. Uses her exhaustion token. And she can't do much from that far away. But we'll say she targets. And finally is the Ancient Silver Dragon. He is moving forward 3. Because maybe he can get that Hobgoblin in his rear arc. And oh yes, he definitely does. But the Hobgoblin's facing him as well. Who will survive? Well, Vaka gets to attack right now. And he is going to use his tail attack. With his 5 dice. It's got a range of 3. Two hits, 1 critical. Oh, he had an action, which was going to be concentrate, so that would make it 3 hits. Wouldn't make any difference though. He gets 2 defense dice, which does nothing. And so he will take, he has 1 armor, so he's dead and gone. Leaving Vaka in control of the field. The next attack would be the Harpy, who is way out of range, so nothing happens there. And finally, Bird Guys, who have a range of 3 and are out of range. So, movement. These guys would go first. They're pulling a 3 bank. Whoa. Their action will be evasion. What is it? Charging. If I can find one. Next movement is Sycorax. She ends up here. Still think she's out of range, but she will be doing that. And finally is Vaka. Can't really spin on a dime. He is turning right. Is he too close to the edge? We don't know. I'm not going to pull that out now. And I believe no one is in range. No. So we move on to the next turn. Those are gone. No one has any duration tokens left. He gets no action because he is exhausted. And he's just going to pull a quick green maneuver. They are going to barrel straight for him. Let's get some action going here, boys. There we go. These guys go first. They're going forward 3. Be some shooting this time. Sycorax is doing the same. Vaka is doing a soft bank in order to get rid of his exhaustion token. Fortunately, that puts him out of the action. And well, it looks like he is barely within his arc. So we'll say he can make an attack. What do they get? 1 die. It's a hit. Got 3 armor. So they do nothing. You might as well just die. What about Sycorax? She's within range 3. She still gets her 3 attack dice. Let's see if she's got anything else that can help her. Oh, she'll be able to ignore one of the armor tokens with one of her abilities. Well. 1 hit, but 3 armor tokens. That's not going to do anything. I realize they should have had some actions there. Oh well. My mistake. If she had chosen the concentrate action, which she does not have, so that wouldn't have made any difference. But the targeting action would have. Alright, let's pretend she did choose the targeting action. 2 hits, still would have done nothing. Alright, so I feel safe continuing on to possibly get this over with. It seems obvious to me what's going to happen. The Vaka well, who has 3 damage, still has 6 life left. There's just no way they're going to be able to do anything. So I am going to give this a mercy call and say that Vaka wins the scenario. Because he will eventually kill them off. It'll just take a whole bunch of maneuvering. These guys can't do anything against Vaka at this point, with just the 2 of them. So there you have it. Despite my errors and learning, here's an idea of how it is to play with the Wave 3 dragon and Sycorax, who in most cases has some awesome abilities, but against Vaka, everybody's going to have problems. And also the Wyvern, who didn't get to use his amazing attacks this game because he was just badly placed at the beginning. So maybe there's some strategy tips you guys can give me for when setting this up so that I can... No! Now he's double dead. Play this better myself next time. Alright, thanks a lot.
Get me that 6. We need more power.